Welcome to Engage University, episode 15. My name is Leandra Tomaine, and today I'll be walking through the benefits of developing websites with WordPress. Right here, we have a freshly installed WordPress website, and this is just a demo to show just the basic stuff that comes with WordPress and also how you can go about customizing it. So some of the things that WordPress comes with default are pages, a media library, the ability to add blog posts, commenting system, and of course, the theme and plugins that you can add to your website. So first, we'll take a quick look at the built-in pages. So when you first start up a fresh install, it might add some default pages for you, such as a privacy policy and a sample page. You can also add a new page anytime by clicking this button, or if you want to edit one of these existing pages, you can just hover over them and then click the edit button, and this will take you to the editor view. So a bit new to WordPress, but there is this, what they are calling the block editor. So this is now what it will look like when you go in to edit pages or posts by default. There used to be a smaller WYSIWYG editor, but now they have this block editor here. So you can see there's just regular text blocks here, but then also like a quote block, and you have the ability to add other things as well. So if we were to go down here, aside from adding new things, you can also like duplicate. If we just want to like duplicate a new text block, that's an option. And then you have, depending on what one of these blocks are, you have the option to sort of go in here and like edit the text within here, or also on the right-hand side, you'll find some options to like change things such as the colors, the background, and that kind of thing. And what's cool about this too is it gives you this sort of advice here. So this color combination may be hard for people to read. So it kind of gives you these tips so you can make sure that your site is going to be properly accessible to your users. And then when you are done making changes here, you can just click update, and then your page updates are saved. You can view that at the bottom here if you want. It'll open it up in a new tab. If we go back and view the posts, which would be if you have a blog, this is going to be the same thing. You see the same sort of layout, and you could add posts and edit them the same way. So if we wanted to add a quote block, just like the other one had, there's this plus button. There's quote, image, heading, the image field. If you add an image block, you can access pictures from your media library. So I already added a couple pictures, so I can go in here and select them from here. Otherwise, you can upload new files, and in the media library, although this was an image block, so we're just pulling in images, but you can add anything to the media library, such as images, videos, PDF files, doc files, all sorts of things like that. So I'm just going to select this picture. And now I can see over here too, this image block, it has different settings than the text block that we saw before. So there's all sorts of customization options within here. Now, if you maybe find this a little too limiting, there's so many options you could go for. There are other plugins, which you can easily install. Just go to the plugin screen, click add new plugin. And from here, you can search the WordPress plugin directory for any free plugins. Now, there are also premium plugins out there, as well as some plugins may be free, but then have additional features you can pay for. But when you're searching in here, you're going to find free plugins, and maybe some will then let you know they do have pro options. But you can search for anything within here as long as it's uploaded to the WordPress.org plugin directory. It'll show up here in your search. So if you maybe didn't find that block editor too customizable, you want a bit more control over everything, you can look up other page builders. So if I search for a page builder plugin, a bunch of options show up. And from here, you can see what are the plugins name, a quick description of what it is, who created it, as well as what the current user rating is and how many active WordPress installs are currently using it. So Elementor is a big name page builder plugin. It's free. We can install it from here. It has over 5 million active installations, great reviews, last updated a month ago. So we know that this is a plugin that the creators are sort of constantly adding new features or fixing bugs, because that's one thing you definitely want to look out for too if you are adding plugins that other people are creating. it's great to be able to add easily add code and features that other people have already created, so you don't have to do that development work yourself, but you do also just want to make sure that things are updated. So if there's issues, you know that you can rely on the creators to fix any problems or add new features as they need them. So we can easily just install anything with one click, and it'll just download it to your site. And depending on how big the plugin is and how fast your internet is, it'll just take a couple seconds here. Once it's done downloading the files, you can just click this button to activate. And some plugins will have some settings that you can go into if you need to. So we activated Elementor. It does show you here. It has settings. So if you maybe didn't want Elementor available for all of your post types, you can modify that here. They have other settings, but everything will be different per plugin. So let's go ahead and go back into our sample page. And now actually you'll see there's this edit with Elementor button. So now we can overtake this page. Instead of using the block editor, we can delete. You'll see it brings in anything from that block editor into a text editor widget. And then if we want to, we can delete this. And now we can add our own widgets here. In Elementor, you can drag and drop them. The block editor had that plus button. There's also plus button here if you wanted to add sections or columns. So we can add a column here and just kind of look through all the different widgets that Elementor offers on the side. So this is just one example of another page builder plugin you could use if you don't find that the built-in one for WordPress is what you're looking for. So there's a lot of options out there. And you don't even need to go the page builder route either. You can just custom code your own theme, custom code your own plugins, like anyone with the knowledge of doing that. And if you don't have the knowledge of doing that, WordPress does have, you can just go to developer.wordpress.org, and this is all of their documentation. So you can learn how to build your own theme, you can learn how to build your own plugin. So if you can't find what you're looking for within the current plugin ecosystem or any custom themes you're looking at, there is always the option that you can learn how to develop on here, or you can find a developer or agency to help you out with your WordPress website. Some other common plugins that you may want to add are SEO plugins. So we can easily search for those on here, just like we did for page builders. And there's a lot of options. One of the most common one, which will pop up here, is called Yoast SEO. So what a lot of these SEO plugins will add are the ability for you to control what pages or posts that are being indexed by search engines. You can also set the meta title and description and image. You can provide information about your organization that will be added as schema on every page. It'll also automatically generate a sitemap for you, so you can then submit that to search engines. So with just one click, we've already added an SEO plugin here. And what you'll find when adding like big name plugins, like how we saw Elementor had like over 5 million views, is like a lot of times these bigger, well-known, more used plugins will have integrations with each other. So even though they're separate teams building them, they know that a lot of people are using these other plugins. So they're making their work not just work for WordPress, but also for other plugins that are popular. So if we went back in to our sample page, now we could click this edit with Elementor button now that we see it's built with Elementor. Because you can, when you're using page builders, you can, at least for Elementor, not all your pages need to be built in Elementor. So maybe this is a more complex page. Maybe some of your other pages you want to leave in the block editor. But look, now you can see we installed Yoast. So now there's this little pop-up about how we can, how it integrates with Elementor. So there's a lot of cool features like that. And now you'll see here too, there is the Yoast option. So you could start setting things like the focus key phrase. There's also, it has a built-in analysis. So if I did have content on the page, it would try to read that content and offer suggestions. So yeah, there's a lot of SEO options here. And this isn't the only SEO plugin. Maybe this one doesn't suit your needs, but everything is customizable when you're using WordPress. So you can find a different plugin, or you can build something yourself if you really need to, but there's just so many options. If you need more custom post types, like this just has pages and posts automatically, maybe you want to build a portfolio or something, you can go back into the plugin directory. You can find a plugin that easily lets you add custom post types or custom fields. There are very well-known and popular plugins for that. Or you can go ahead and learn how to code it and make your own theme or plugin that contains that code. So you can have the ability to add whatever you want without needing a plugin. It's also really easy to spin up a WordPress site. So you can go on wordpress.org and download the latest copy of WordPress, and then you can upload it and install on your server. Some hosting platforms may also have a sort of one-click WordPress install. That's pretty common for any hosting server you have that may offer cPanel. If you don't have a server yet, but you want to try out WordPress, you do have a couple options. One is you can go to wordpress.com, which offers a free, you can get a free or hosted or paid hosted WordPress account on there, and you can try it out. Just note that if you're on wordpress.com, you may not have as free reign as you would as if you hosted WordPress on your own server. It's a little bit different. But if you want to try it out and you don't have a server or hosting already and you don't want to use WordPress.com, you can easily spin up WordPress on your own computer. There's several ways to do this. One really easy way is there's this free program, works on Mac or Windows. It's called Loco. You could go to localwp.com and download this tool, and you could easily spin up for free a instance of WordPress on your computer, and only you will be able to see it. It's not live to the public anywhere, so you can go ahead, play around with it, and learn how to use it, watch a couple tutorials, and just do whatever you want to. Go back to the developer resources, learn a bit of code, play around with it in your safe local environment. That's actually how this demo website is spun up to. This is on my local machine. I just spun this up and it was super easy. And now I can go here, add whatever plugins I want, add whatever themes I want, and add any custom code as well. So that is pretty much what you can do with WordPress. I mean, it's really customizable. It comes with a lot of things by default, like the pages, the media library, the ability to add plugins. You could code your own stuff. You can find people who can code things for you, but there is a huge repository out there of free plugins, also freemium plugins or premium plugins, as well as themes. So really, if you think of something you need for your site, there's probably someone out there has a plugin for it or a theme, or you can easily code it yourself if you have coding knowledge or if you have someone who can help you out with that. So definitely recommend, if you haven't tried WordPress before, definitely give it a go.